Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Divorced Women's Guide podcast. How are you guys doing today? Can you believe that we are already in the beginning of 2023? It's crazy, isn't it? Another year has flown by. And in today's episode, I am here to talk to you guys about how is it that each and every one of you can maintain a positive outlook for the rest of the year and keep your eyes focused on hope, that emotion that we all strive for as we are navigating this unfamiliar path and also trying to figure out what our future gets to look like. And this was something that I experienced. And you guys, I hear this all the time. Everybody is terrified of the unknown, right? We don't know what life is going to look like. We have been so accustomed to life looking one way. And now we are faced with the potential of life looking completely different. And I know that it's really hard to keep a positive outlook and to even think about things that are positive in our life. And part of what I want to share with you guys is my own wisdom of the things that I actually did that helped me. Now, I want to also level set that, we're all human beings and we can't necessarily be in this mental place all the time. So have grace and have compassion for yourself as you are trying these 3 steps that I'm going to share with you guys in today's episode. And I say that because one of the biggest things that we don't pay attention to is even just our awareness that we are not in a positive mindset, because to me, that's the first step. What we choose to do with that awareness is actually to punish ourselves and to be in judgment and to get mad at ourselves. And I'm here to flip that script and tell you that the awareness piece is actually so important in this process. And it's almost like a choose your own adventure. And the adventure that you keep choosing is taking you into judgment, versus the adventure that I want you guys to choose today is the unknown. And I want to talk to you about how it is that you get to lean into a different adventure that you get to choose around your divorce. So the first step, okay, and this is the first thing that I did, I finally gave myself permission to do, I should say, is to let myself feel the grief, to feel through all of the emotions. What happens is if you continue to get mad at yourself and not feel through the pain, or you stop yourself halfway through because you get back into that judgment mode, what ends up happening is that it keeps you on the hamster wheel of pain. It keeps you in that place of actually being stuck. And I know that that's not where you want to be. So I always say the shortcut through the pain, okay, is to feel through it, to allow yourself to grieve. There's going to be moments where you're going to want to cry. There's going to be other moments where you may want to call in sick to work, or perhaps you just need to take a mental health day. Or maybe it's a day where you just need to go take a walk, or you need to go outside for 5 minutes during the day. Whatever it is, you get to lean into whatever it is that feels best and most authentic to you, to allow yourself to feel through whatever emotions are coming up. It's a roller coaster, you guys. You know that. One day you can feel one way, the next day you'll feel some way different. And I always say that your best gets to look different every single day. And it doesn't matter what that is. That's just the reality. Your best looks different every day. And that's something I also gift and tell my children. So imagine, right, if you pick up this lesson and you lean into what that looks like, the gift that your kids will also get to see. They're paying attention. We're role modeling for them. Okay. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is, I remember that I was always afraid of, what was I going to do when I didn't have my kids, or, I didn't feel like I necessarily had anything on my calendar. And one of the ways that kept me thinking positively and, having that sense of hope on the other side was to actually start planning fun things for myself. Now, that gets to look very differently. That doesn't mean booking vacations. It doesn't necessarily mean spending money. what I started to do was to actually plan out and make plans with girlfriends, or even just by myself, where I would go take a hike. I would schedule that in, or I treat myself to my favorite here. I live in Los Angeles. I love Coffee Bean, or if Starbucks was closer, I would treat myself to my favorite latte. And I would just, anytime I had something to look forward to, it kept my energy up. It kept me moving forward. It kept me getting excited for what was to come. And that's a big part of what I do as a life coach. It's really about keeping you in that momentum. It's about keeping you forward focused. And when you get excited about something, you re-engage with what that energy gets to feel like. And that's what I want for you. The third thing that I'm inviting you guys to do is to focus on yourself. I talked about 2 weeks ago about self-care. Focusing on you means paying attention to what it is that you want to do. It means you actually listening to what feels good. Maybe you want to start walking and exercising. Maybe it looks like something else. So at the end of the day, you really get to be the one to figure out what focusing on yourself gets to look like. Perhaps it's even there were times when the boys were younger when I would try to schedule play dates for them, because even when I had them at 50% on some of those days, I could feel that something was coming up, or I would schedule plans with friends so that they had people to go talk to and to hang out with, while I got to hang out with the moms, right? Like my best friend has 2 kids. My kids are in between the ages of her kids. And there were nights where I didn't want to be alone, or things were very emotional for me. And I would ask her like, hey, what are you guys up to? Can we get together? And then that way the boys could go off and play. And then that way I got my emotional support that I needed. So you guys, what I'm trying to say is that at the end of the day, it's super, super important for you to make sure that you take care of yourself, because nobody else is going to do it for you. And, that's why I try to frame these episodes in a way that is going to support you. So I hope that you guys had got some good nuggets. And as you know, wishing you guys a beautiful rest of your day, sending you so much love, light, and joy as always. Mwah. Bye, everybody.